tell me about your faith and kind of what your faith was in that time. Did you, I know you grew up in the church and you knew the Lord at a young age, but at that time you weren't necessarily a believer.
No, I wasn't. As a matter of fact, I'd been raised Christian down in Dallas, and my family was very devoted. They were always, if the church doors were open, they were there. So I had this wonderful upbringing, and they actually did what Proverbs said about train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he'll come back. Well, during the time that I grew up, it was a turbulent 60s, so everybody was getting off into a lot of different things. There was more adventure. You wanted more than was just being presented by traditional Christianity as such. And I ended up getting off in another religion. And the thing that actually drove me there was fear. Because when I was a child, the thing that used to just upset me to no end was when Christ comes back, bodies are going to be rising up over by the Safeway store. They're going to, you know, people are dying, killing, earthquakes, fires, and so it used to scare me to death.
Sure.
And what happened was at a certain point when I got into this other religion, they said, no, all of those things have occurred. So I ran from the thing, the fear, right into the arms of something that solved my fear.
Yeah.
And I spent 28 years there. And about 7 years ago, we moved back to Nashville.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because we were getting further and further and further away. And I taught this religion all over the world. It was on my album covers. Every time that we did a radio interview, we did that. So I had a friend of mine, Paul Overstreet, who's probably been on the show.
Sure.
And he invited me to go to church. And I went, oh, man, I don't want to do that. You know, I've been there, done, no thanks. You know. Well, anyway, just to kind of get him off my back, we said, we'll go. We go to the church, they're in between services, or just at the end of the first service, and I didn't know what 2 services were like. So when we get there, we can see through the windows, and everybody's got their hands raised in the air, and they're praising God, and my wife is squeezing my arm very tightly, going, John, what have you gotten us into? And I'm going, no, I don't, we'll go in, sit in the back.
Hang in there.
You know, close to the windows, I mean, close to the door. In the event that we've got to get out of here, you know, we can take off. They passing snakes, I'm gone, just like that. So we sat in there, and I felt something that I had never felt in my life.
Wow.
I felt the presence of the Lord. And it was so staggering, and it was so overwhelming that this just bathed us.
Yeah.
And quite literally, for 2 months, we kept going back, and we'd sit in the back. And we did literally nothing but cry the whole time, because every time it would come in, you would feel that. And I heard the pastor pray one time, and he just took off, and I thought, well, you know, I'm a fairly decent prayer. I've got the book. I know how to read these things.
Sure.
He took off, and I just remember sitting there going, man, if I could pray like that. He just reached out and touched the heart of God and just pulled mine right out of my chest. And I thought, I've got to find out more, because what I grew up in, what I saw during the 60s and the 70s and all the years that I was in that faith, is absolutely nothing what I'm experiencing here.
Yeah, yeah.
So it made a remarkable difference.
That is amazing. You're going to sing a song for us. What do you got? What's coming up?
Well, I'm probably going to sound like Slim Whitman. I've got a cold that I'm trying to kick.
Yeah.
I think probably the song that I'm going to do is one called Love is the Answer. It was written by Todd Rundgren, and we had actually had a hit on it in about 1979.
Yeah.
And it's clothed in a lot of spiritual ambiguity.
Yeah.
It speaks of so many wonderful spiritual things.
Well, head on over. In fact, for those of you who are watching and you want more information, your website's johnfordcoley.com, right, John?
Correct.
Yeah, www.johnfordcoley.com. It's on the screen right there. Be sure to check it out. Again, I went to the website, and he's got a listing of the worship song lyrics. And I mean, I kid you not, there are some powerful, powerful songs and lyrics in here. They read like poetry, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to just check it out. But John, you ready, my friend?
I think so, as ready as I'm going to be.
All right, John Ford Coley, take it away.
Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Who knows why someday we all must die? We're all homeless boys and girls, and we are never heard. It's such a lonely, lonely, lonely world. People turn their heads and walk on by. Tell me, is it worth just another try? Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Tell me, are we alive, or just a dying planet? What are the chances? As some man in your heart for the answer. And when you feel afraid, when you've lost your way, when you're all alone, and when you're far from home, when you're down and out, when your hopes run out, when you need a friend, when you're near the end, love, we got to love, we got to love one another. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer.